Well, I'd come to Boise and had been in the hospital for about 6 months.
Sweet.
And I was finally, after all that time, diagnosed with sclerosis of the liver.
Cirrhosis of the liver with hepatic encephalopathy.
But I was to the point that I wanted to sleep 10 hours a day, and I could sleep 10 hours at night. And that was one of the main symptoms. Couldn't think clear. And once I got a diagnosis, then when we got out, I decided, or I should say Crystal decided, you might want to talk to her about this. She decided she was going to try an alternate.
The doctors had wanted Miralax, double doses, 4 times a day. And it was more like just managing the symptoms was my feeling instead of really helping. And a friend had suggested colonics. I had my daughter search for any colonics here in the area and called a couple, but going in and out of the hospital with things, finally David called me back, told me about it, and that's how we ended up here.
Crystal shoving me through the door in a transfer chair. Eventually in the process, I was able to go to a walker and been gaining strength steadily since.
So you did 3 colonics, and then I think you started a 10-day cleanse.
Yes.
After you got a little taste of the possibilities.
It was improving, and then he had to go back into the hospital and have a couple procedures, which for 2 days, which he really does not react well to the anesthesia. So then when we came back in, it was like almost square one. Wasn't even sure I was going to get him in here. I really didn't think he was going to make it, but David encouraged us. You did, and helped me get him in.
The support here has been tremendous. Your help, and Wendy's help, and just the rest of that. Yeah, I've been very much impressed.
So let's describe. So first day, come in, you're just got done with the biopsy and the stent, see how it's doing in the gallbladder. And want to talk about your face color that day?
Pretty ashen.
I was thinking military green. I would have hoped for ashen. Right, Crystal?
It was not good. There was no eye contact much or, anything, interaction that way either.
How did we get you on the colonic bed that day? How'd that even work?
A great deal of ingenuity.
with lots of help. He wasn't able to get on and off or even really help to do that at all that first day. Probably the first 2 days.
Yeah, definitely very hard, those first 3 or 4 days. So which day did you come in? How many days was it on the 10-day, and then you were able to transfer to the walker?
The third day?
3rd or 4th day, I think.
3rd or 4th day, I think he went to the...
Well, here's how I know. I wasn't here.
Oh.
And I came in, and Chandra and Emily both, Larry came in on a walker! Larry came in on a walker!
Yeah, he walked it from place to place inside.
It was about the same excitement I think they had when Jesus rose and was out of the tomb almost. It was about that level of excitement. We were pretty excited for you, Larry.
I was pretty excited for me too.
How did you, after the colonics, did you start having bowel movements?
Oh, yeah.
He has.
So,
but the thing I really noticed is he can do something. I mean, he has energy. He can stand up by himself from the chair. He can walk with the walker. He can carry on a conversation easier.
Yeah,
The bowel movements are coming a lot better.
It was all after I fell into the car when I was getting out. They improved.
Yeah, one of the first few days he fell back into the car after he stood up and was getting ready to come in here.
oh, wow.
I was clear out of the car. Fell into it.
I had the chair there, but he hadn't got turned into the chair yet.
Okay. So, that was the days when we were like, I know you always hung on to him.
Right, I'd always hold on to
You always
him.
had to grab his handful of shirt.
To stabilize and just help him walk.
Yeah.
I wasn't in very good shape after that. 6 months.
So 6 months, that's a lot of... So when did this all start? I mean, going back to the deterioration of your health, when did you really have that downturn?
Well, I had a gallbladder that went bad, and they tried to stent it because of Plavix, stents in the heart. We basically,
That was the
it
3rd of
started,
July. I mean, there were symptoms there we didn't realize before. Now we know it was probably the liver.
Right.
But the gallbladder went bad the 1st of July. We came down here, I think, on the 4th. Was between here and Grangeville Hospital the month of July. Came back down here and went in the hospital the 6th of August. He was in the hospital and rehab till September 15th. Went to my daughter's to stay, and then he had a back set because the gallbladder wasn't healing, where they cut it out. They took it out, but before they took it out, he went septic, and then it wouldn't heal, and so it's been a process trying to get it to heal since then. So we've been down here since then.
it's been a long process.
So you haven't been back to your home in how many months?
Since the 3rd of August. We were gone most of July, too. The tiredness had started in the spring, but he was still basically, I mean, he was walking without a walker or anything until July.
July. You just got so weak.
That's exactly what I got. It was very, very weak.
It's like a journey. We've started, we've got tools to know how to keep getting better. It was more than I expected. At times, it was overwhelming.
I know the day that you called me and you didn't think you'd get here. Do you remember that day?
I do remember that day. That was one of my hardest days. It was so hard to get him even awake or to move. I wasn't sure I could get him to the car, even if there was somebody here to help me get him out of the car, because he just couldn't. So I've learned more about, well, just what colonics is and what it can do, the importance of keeping that cleared.
So let's talk about that day. That's probably important for some people. That was a big day, I think.
It was.
In the scheme of things, you were.
Because I called and I wasn't. In fact, I think I was going to cancel it. So I
You were canceling.
even think I could get him there.
You were crying. Yep.
Yeah.
And all I said was that if you can get him here, get him here.
Mm-hmm.
And 20 minutes later, all of a sudden, there was the Holy Spirit of somebody who
I went
got him
back
to rise.
and I talked to him. I said, because I said, maybe it's just my idea. Maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe we shouldn't even try it or go. But, what do you want to do? Because I can't do it for you. He said, I want to do it. So that just was that extra push to get to the car and get her.
So when we got, just to kind of let the audience know, when you got here, it's tough getting you in here.
Yeah, it wasn't.
We went right to the clinic that I think that day, didn't we? Or was that the day he was shaking and severely cold? That was the first day.
That was the first day.
First day, yeah. First day you were like just in shock.
Maybe he did go to the biomat first each time, though, I think.
I did.
Yeah.
Because that seemed to help.
Yeah, it seemed to get you warmed up, loosened up, relaxed.
Yeah.
So we put you on the biomat, get you into the clinic room. That day was let's do the very basics. Yeah. And maybe a little juice in there, but you weren't eating much when you first came here either.
Well,
Eating's been a real problem.
having had the gallbladder out, that changes your appetite a great deal. And I had to reestablish that.
Plus, when he was so sleepy, it got to the point it was hard to even get him to eat anything. So we went to protein drinks. But that's really bad for the liver. We found out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, nutrition's been a real problem trying to.
Yeah. So day 3, so we get you on the clinic bed, you get done. I know you looked a lot better that day. I think that was the day really I saw a big change there was a change in color each day, but it seemed to be that day was like.
Kind of a turning point.
That was kind of like we got you to the top of the hill, so it wasn't such a struggle after that. And was it next day or the day after, I think you came in the walker?
Yeah, it was pretty much right after that.
That was a pretty pivotal moment in your journey, day 3, 4, as I recall.
It was. Things started changing.
Yeah, so you had 7 colonics by that time, but as far as a 10-day cleanse goes, you were at day 4. So that was a pretty big day, as I remember. So, my just witness you amazing change every day.
Yeah, pretty much.
You're almost, I think, ready for the senior games sprints with that walker.
But he can get up now, which is good, like out of a chair without help.
Got a good stride,
Yeah.
just balance. And I'm almost ready to pass that.
So for you, Larry, in terms of everything you learned here, I know we did a lot of emotional tools, healing tools. What were some of the big things for you, highlights for you on this cleanse? Besides, obviously, you increasing your health.
One of the big things was when you told me to look in the mirror and say, I love it, that you love yourself. And that was not easy for me. Yeah, that was a big one. I didn't realize it was going to be that hard.
And is that easier to do now?
Oh, yeah.
So accepting self-love.
That was a big one.
So Crystal, and Larry, in terms of people who are watching this video and should I do this? Should I not do this? You were there at that point. What is this process?
Yeah, I tried to research it. I went onto your site and tried to do some of the YouTubes and testimonials. To me, it was like real people doing it, not like paid testimonials, which you could just tell that.
Yeah.
And that it made a difference. And I thought, I guess it gives you hope.
Yeah.
Let's try it and give it a chance.
Yeah. Well, it's a big stride, not knowing what it is.
Yeah.
You
I had no idea at all what colonics was.
You had been absolutely, I'm thinking, like super stressed, terrified.
Frantic.
Yeah.
It had become extremely stressful at that point in time because we'd spent so many months and you, instead of feeling like you're getting better, it's like you're still going downhill and you don't know why or what to do.
Right. So when you sat down that day, filled the paperwork, watched the first videos, you're jumping in the pool with, you don't know whether the water's cold or warm.
That's right.
That's a good way to describe it.
What was your thought at that time?
Well, I just really felt like the Lord directed me here. And so I guess I just kind of trusted that this was what we were supposed to do. And when that real pivotal moment when I asked him what he thought, was it just me, one that's so bad to be well?
Right.
And he come up with enough inside to say, yes, I want it, and worked on getting into the car.
And at that time, can you remember what you were feeling, thinking? In terms of, that had to be a real big push for you. The day that is like...
I think I remember climbing in the car and going to sleep.
So that was about it. So you're barely awake.
Yeah.
You're barely
functioning.
Barely functioning. Truly, yeah. Probably all the clients that came through that door, I think you were the least cognizant what was going on, definitely. So
yeah, definitely.
Huge transformation. Yeah.
The mental is a big part of it too, because he was hard to even look up or look in the eye or interact or carry on a conversation or anything.
Was there a point when you're thinking like, oh my God, am I going to live? Or am I done? What do I want to do? Did you ever have that kind of a conversation with yourself?
Oh yeah. It was a couple of months earlier when they just kept doing procedure after procedure and couldn't find out what was going on.
Yeah.
It was a big deal for me to just find out what it was diagnosed with. I spent a lifetime of, my dad was an alcoholic for a while in his life. And I spent most of my life avoiding alcohol. And I did not run any risk. Might as well have been drinking the whole time because the way it turned out, I have psoriasis of the liver.
Psoriasis of the liver, you didn't drink?
No, fatty tissue.
Thanks for coming along the journey. Pretty amazing stuff. Should we demonstrate your ability, your cat-like reflexes here? Look at that, guys. Holy moly.
Standing up without any help.
That is absolutely, you were never that fat. That's amazing. That is absolutely, anybody watch this, you should be cheering for Larry right now because holy moly.
Before, he would have to have help to even stand.
I know. You and I both helped him the first day, several days, yeah. Hanging on to you, make sure you didn't fall. That's cool. Well, thanks for giving us the gift.
I am grateful.
of your healing. It's so fun for us to watch people buy in and decide they love themselves, decide they want to reverse this.
Yeah.
So, and I would say as students, you both get 5 gold stars because I think you guys followed everything pretty much to the protocol, what we asked.
Tried.
Not everyone's like that, so it's a lot of fun for us. Yeah. All right, thanks so much.
Thank you for the opportunity.